Chapter 2, Section 7. We're looking at evaluating 3 by 3 determinants when we have 3 or more linear equations. This tutorial will assist you with numbers 1 through 10 in Section 2.7 of your homework. That's the first set of problems. So let's take a look at a few things first to try to get you kind of lined out. So what is, if we look over here, what is we have 3 or more linear equations, right? 3 or more linear equations. So we have equation 1, equation 2, and equation 3, represented by 3 different colors. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be evaluating these by 3 by 3 determinants. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set this up, and we're just going to put alphabetical numbers in here, right? We're going to put A, B, and C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and then that's going to be equal to, again, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So you can see that this side and this side are identical. It's just alphabetical order, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. And we do it again here. And now over here, we're going to say, okay, now we have A, B, D, E, G, H. So if we look at the pattern on that, I basically have A, B, D, E, G, H. So I'm eliminating this the third letter. And so it's pretty much identical in every 3 boxes. It's just that in the third one, I don't have the last letter in each row. Now these letters, A, B, C, D, E, C, A, B, C, represents would be what the coefficients for equation 1. The DEF, this red column, is going to represent the equations for the second. The coefficients in the second equation, and then the third row, we're representing the equations in the third column. So what do I mean by coefficients? Well, if I want to look at this, just for a second, the numbers here, these are the coefficients. The letters are the variables. So the 2 is the coefficient, x is the variable. Now y over here has no number, but we know anytime we don't see there's no number, there's actually a 1. Okay, so it'd be like there's a 1. So and then same with z. There's nothing here for z, so it would be a 1. So my coefficients would be 2 on the x, 1 on the y, and 1 on the z. So let me erase this real quick. Just wanted you to kind of see where I was pointing to. So that would be our coefficient. So if I were to label these properly, then in essence what I would have is, let's come over here for a second. So over here I have A, which would be represented, and I like to use a yellow. You may have a hard time seeing this, but I like to use yellow because there's always a 1, right in here. So it would be the equivalent of a 1 where the A is. And then I have B, which would represent the second coefficient, and C. And then this is going to be equal to something, but it doesn't really matter. So then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go D, which, like the x was 1, have a 1 because there's no coefficient there, so it's equal to 1. E, which again is equal to 1. And F, which would be the 2. And then I just come right here and I go G, H, which would be a 1, I, which would be a 1. So these letters that you see here, A, B, C, represent 1, 3, 4. D, E, F would represent 1, 1, 2. You see that? Take a second look at that. D, E, F would represent 1, 1, 2. D, E, F. So then G, H, I, then as you can tell, would represent 2 for the G. H would be a 1 because there wasn't any coefficient here. And I, which would be a 1 because I didn't see a number here, so it's invisible. Now, I want you to take a look at the patterns that I created. This is a pattern that will be done no matter what. And if you notice, I start at the letter A over here on the right side of the equal sign. And I'm just drawing a line, A, E, I. And then you can see right here, I have A, E, I in that order, right? So then, I'm going to look at my second row. I'm going to go to B. And you can see again, I have B, F, G. And you can see how that translates and matches the BFG. So I took AEI plus the BFG. And then I look again at my next column, and CDH, and so I hit here, right here, I put plus CDH. And so I've gone through ABC, right? So now I'm going to go backwards. It's like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, right? ABC, CBA. So I'm going to do that again, but now I'm going to go backwards. And I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to go now. I'm going to start to C. I'm going to go CEG. So now I'm going backwards. I say minus CEG. And then again, I go minus AFH, right? Minus AFH. And then lastly, I go minus BDI. EI. So you can see that I went AEI plus BFG plus CDH minus CEG AFH BDI, and that's how I set it up. Okay, so as you see that, setting it up, with the alphabet, all right, now I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at my letters again, A, B, C. And so what I want to do is I want to take, and it's actually pretty simple once you get used to the pattern. It looks confusing at first, but once you get back to the pattern, I'm going to look A. Well, what is A? A is 1, so I'm going to put my 1 right here, right? That's my A. Then I look at B. What is B? B is 3. So I'm going to put my 3 right here. And then my C, if I look up here, C was number 4. So then I would do the same thing, ABC, AB. So this is supposed to be equal. So it would simply be 1, 3, 4. And then AB is 1 and 3. Okay, so now I take and I look at my next coefficients, D, E, F, and I look at them, right? D is 1, E is 1, F is 2. D, E, F. So 1, 1, 2. And then again, D, E, F, 1, 1, 2, right? Again, it's from my second equation, 1, 1, 2. The coefficient in front of the variable, 1 in front of the x, 1 in front of the y, 2 in front of the z. And then DE, where D is 1, E is 1. So I have 1 and 1. So all this is about setting the problem up, right? So now I'm going to look at equation 3, which was GHI, right? My third equation goes GHI. So I look up here, G has a coefficient 2. H has a coefficient 1. I has a coefficient 1. So now I say 2, 1, 1. And again, GHI right here. So corresponding with that, 2, 1, 1. And then GH, 2 for G, 1 for H. Okay. So again, this is all just a setup, right? Well, now let's go back and let's take a look at what I did before. And I said I had A, E, I. Okay, so let's look at that. Oh, let me grab my column here. Okay, again, A, E, I. So what letters or what numbers correspond with those positions? A, E, I. Okay, that's what corresponds with that. So what I want to take a look at now, this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to start one at a time, but let's take a look. What do I really have here? Let's look at AEI first. AEI. So I'm saying A times E times I. So A is 1. E, okay, my position E is 1. And my position I was 1. You see that? And then I took and I added that to BEF So let's look at that position. B, oops, get my row here. I did it again. So look at my position. B, F, G. So where's my position with that? Right here with the 3. B, F, G. So those were, it's 3, 2, 2. So now I want to come back here, and I want to go, right, 3, 2, 2. So 3, 2, 2, plus, now let's take a look at my next one. I have C, D, H. So C, D, H. Right? C, right here, is a 4. 4. D is a 1. H is a 1. Okay, you see that? And now, so I've done all those. Now I'm just going backwards, remember? So now I'm going to go, all right, let's go try this again. So now I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to start at C. I'm going to go C, E, G. Right? So my spot on C, C, E, G. So C is 4. E is 1. If you follow my pin, that's kind of where I'm at, what I'm doing. G is 2. Okay, getting close to being done. So just bear with me. I know this takes a little bit of time, but again, going through the slow instruction part generally does. So now my next one is A, F, H. So let's take a look at it. My A, F, H. Okay, A right here is 1. F right here is 2. H is 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, minus. And hopefully now you're kind of starting to see the pattern. So then we have the last one, right? And hopefully you can already follow along without me really even saying much, okay? So I'm not going to say anything on this one. Let's just see if you can follow along. Were you able to follow? B, D, I, B, D, I, which is 3, 1, 1. Okay, hopefully we're able to follow along with that. So let's see if we can follow along again. See if you can guess already, without me saying anything, if you can guess exactly where I'm going with this. And I won't say anything at first. Okay, so I went BDI 311. And I just came over here and I filled in BDI 311. All right, so that's how all that is what it takes to set this up, right? I know it kind of takes a little bit of time, but as you get quicker at it, it really won't take as much time as it may appear right now. So lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to kind of close out now. I'm going to finish this problem out. Now it should be pretty simple. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, plus 3 times 2 is 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 times 1 is 4 times 1 is 4, right? 4 times 1 times 1, minus 4 times 1 is 4 times 2 is 8, minus 1 times 2 is 2 times 1 is 2, minus 3 times 1 is 3 times 1 is 3. So now I just take a look. 1, let's go to the next step. 1 plus 12 plus 4, right? So 1 plus 12 is 13, plus 4 is 17. So I have 17 minus 8 minus 2 is 10 minus 3 is 13, right? So then all of this equals 4. So my final answer then will be 4. And I probably should have did a different color because it isn't necessarily the second equation. It's just, in general, it's just 4. So using the 3 by 3 determinant, I would simply have 4. So that's how I go through it. This is just kind of starting to learn how to set it up. So understanding. So that's what I've got. My final answer for all these is 4. Right here. Using my 3 by 3 determinant rule. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. And then I just plug the coefficients in accordingly. And I set them up. And once that's all up, I plug in numbers. And just do simple multiplication and addition. And voila. I come up with an answer. So hopefully you're able to follow that. You may need to go back through it again. The ones after this recording will not be as long. So don't be shy about looking at the other recordings. This one took a little bit longer. Just trying to get you used to the pattern. Good luck.